Hello everyone, welcome back to my Full-Stack School YouTube channel. And in last lesson, we have implemented our first page on this Staggered grid application. But actually, we forget to implement this gradient drawback on our place item. So in this video, first I'm going to implement this job. In this video, I'm going to implement these gradient backdrops first, and then we are going to implement this detail page. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification so you won't miss out my future Flutter UI tutorial. If you like my video, please thumbs up my video and I will be really appreciate, and it will be a great support for me. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Let's open our Visual Studio Code and trying to find this place item dot. So we're going to change this container to stack. So we're going to use stack view in this case. So first I would wrap this container with our custom widget, and which I'm going to use the stack widget. And I'm going to implement it is children attribute. Style a little bit, and inside this stack widget, and we have this container, right? So I'm going to define another container, and also be the same shape like this one, and we can give some gradient. Okay, first I'm going to create another container. So inside this container, I'm going to implement it is align attribute. So I will align to the bottom center, and also will implement it is decoration attribute. So I would like to use box decoration. So inside this box decoration, and I'm going to implement this gradient attribute. Gradient. So I would like to use a linear gradient in this case. So for linear gradient, I'm going to specify it is begin. So I'm going to begin from the top center, and also I need to specify it is end. So end I'm going to specify the bottom center. Okay, and then the most important, we need to specify the color. So in the color, I'm going to define some gray and black color. So first, black. So with little alpha 0, so be transparent. And also I think is black 12, okay, and also black 45, black 45, and let's see. So let's say, I guess I forgot to implement it is height, so I'm going to use place height and save again. You're going to see these gradient backdrop. So I think I will place a little bit. I want transparent in the top and probably more darker. So 54. Maybe even more. 87. Black 87. I say. Also, we need to make the same shade. So I need to copy these border radius. So I place in here border radius, keep the same border radius. Right. So for these children, I'm going to replace this padding basically this entire thing, and I think I need to delete this one, and I will replace in here. So save. Also, you notice our text should be in the bottom left, right? So we need to change the container here, alignment, and I'm going to change it to the bottom left, right? So I save. Now is much similar like this. So maybe I give some padding, more padding, right? So vertical, I increase it to 8. So horizontal to 16. So let's save. Now it looks good to me. Okay, so we probably finished our first page. Next, I'm going to implement this detail page. So let's back to Visual Studio Code, and we can close our home folder for now. And inside this detail folder, we create another widget folder to store our widget, and also the detail.dar for our detail page. And so for this detail page, still we can first create a stateless widget, right? And also I need a detail page. We need to import a material.dat file, import it. Okay, so remember when we click the second page, we will probably get some information from our first page, right? So we probably store in the place object. So first we delete our constructor, so we could implement later if we need it. So inside this container, I will change it to scaffold, right? So inside scaffold, we change this child to body, and we replace it with the center, so child and text widget. So it's our detail page. So we save for now, and back to our place item. So we probably need to wrap this stack widget with our gesture detector. So we can click it and navigate to the detail page. I'm going to name it gesture detector, and we need to implement this on tab. Remember, we have already talked about the navigation in Flutter. So if you haven't know the navigation, so feel free to reach out my channel page and look my Flutter tutorial on Flutter navigation. So here I'm going to use navigator and of context, the push. I'm going to push to our second page, which is the detail page, and inside I need to use this material page route. I'm going to use this material page route. So inside this builder, and I'm going to pass our context, and I'm going to return our detail page. Right, so I need to import our detail page. Okay, so let's save. You remember we can access this place object in here, so I can also pass it to our second page. So I just pass it here, so we can back to our detail page. First, we need to define this place attribute, and also we need to import this place class. Okay, so and we write down it is constructor. Okay, so let's save for now. And for this detail page, as you notice, it may be scrollable. So I will wrap the single child scroll view. So inside this scaffold, I wrap anything with this single child scroll view. I want this whole page can be scrollable, right? So then I can use the column widget. So first I delete this one, column widget, and inside this column, implement this child attribute, right? Okay, let's see some text for now. Detail page. So let's save, and we can actually click those items. Oh, I need to save it. Save this place item tar. Okay, after whole reload complete, we can click these, and we will navigate to our second page. You see we have this detail, but it's on the top left. We didn't wrap it with center, right? Okay, we can go back. So we're going to implement the detail page in this detail.tar. So first thing, I need to implement this header, and there are many ways to implement this header. So you could use a sliver app bar or use a sliver persistent header. But in this case, I would just use a normal container with image background, and also use some stack widget. So back to Visual Studio Code, and we're going to create our custom widget. I will name it my header. Okay, let's save. Inside my header.tar, I'm going to declare a stateless widget, and I name it my header. And also we need to import material.file. So here you notice we have this image background, maybe received from a previous page. So I'm going to pass this image URL from our detail page. Right, so I'm going to call my header. I need to import. Right, here I'm going to pass our place image URL, and inside my header I'm going to rewrite our constructor. So first I define our image URL, also implement this constructor, my header, so this image URL, so we can use this image inside our header. So we need to save in detail.tar. So inside this build method, and we're going to use this container. First I need to give the height and weight. So for height, I probably give it 350. So for the weight, I'm going to give it double infinity. So another way you could use median query.context.size.weight. It's the same effect like this double infinity. Okay, so maybe I give some decoration because I want this background image as a background. So I will use decoration and box decoration. So inside this box decoration, we have this image property. Right? So we can use decoration image. Decoration image. So inside this decoration image, we have this image attribute, and we can use SS image and pass our image URL here, right? And also specify fit to use box feed cover. Let's save. And we click, yeah, you see we have these image shown here. And for its child, I'm going to use the stack widget because I want to use a position to position these go back button and this favorite button. Okay, I'm going to use stack widget and implement its children attribute. So inside its children, so first I use the precision for its child, and I'm going to, so first I specify its left should be 30 and top should be I'm using median query to get the top padding context, padding top, and for its children, since it can be clickable and go back, so I will wrap it with our gesture detector, and implement its on tabbed method. So on tab, I'm going to use a navigator dot of context dot pop, right? So for its child attribute, I'm going to use another container, and inside this container, we have this child attribute, and I could place use the icon, arrow back, iOS. Let's see. So the reason I use this container instead this icon, because I want to give some background to, yeah, you see we have these icon, but it's hard to see, so I implement this decoration. I use box decoration. Inside this box decoration, I specify color and white color. Right, it's white color, so you can see it now, and we can customize it a little bit. So I give some padding. I will use edge inset, and only think left would be 10, and top would be 5, and bottom would be 5. Let's save. Okay, so I think we probably need to give some border radius. So under this color attribute, we give the border radius. You can use circular, right? So we give it probably 8 is enough. So let's save. Yeah, it looks good to me for now. So we can click it, and you will navigate back. So we could choose another block. Going to implement this favorite icon. So we still inside this stack widget, we create another positioned widget. So first I will specify its position should be right and bottom, right and bottom. 16 is enough, and also specify child. Use the container again. Positioned. Okay, I may know. So I should place here this one inside this. Okay, so give here a comma. So inside this container, we still have this child attribute, and we could use SVG image, SVG picture, SS, and we use our favorite icon. Right, you save, you will see it showing here, and we need to give it decoration for our container. So we implement the decoration using box decoration. Right? So inside this box decoration, still we use the color, and we check. The color would be our primary color. So, I think it's primary color, maybe accents color. Okay, so color I'm using of context and accents color. Also the border radius, again border radius dot circular, give it 36. Okay, let's save. We may need some padding, right? So padding, use edge inset or 8. It looks good to me. Maybe we could move it a little bit, so I could 30. Maybe it's 0 for the button, right? Maybe we can move it a little bit more, 50. Yeah, I think it seems good to me now. Next, we're going to implement these. Place and name. So back to Visual Studio Code, we create another widget. I just call it place name, right? So I save. We create stay list widget again. So stay list widget. We could use this shortcut, and I give it place name. And also we need to parse its title and subtitle inside our place, right? We have this place object, so we can in here we can use our place name widget we just create, and we could pass this place title and place subtitle, right? And here we need to rewrite our constructor. So first we need to import the material.tar file. Going to import it. So we rewrite our constructor. Or before we need to specify our attribute, the title, make it final title, and also final subtitle. Here for the constructor, place name and the subtitle, right? Okay, so here we're going to use, I think it's the container, and inside container we have this road widget. So we have this container outside, and we need to have this row as a trial. So inside children, we have one column and another row. Define a column widget, so another row widget as well. So inside this column, we have two tags. I'm going to write down our two tags. So the first one would be our title, and the second one would be our subtitle. And inside this row, we have our stock SVG icon, and also this number. So I'm going to use SVG picture. Oh, I need to specify these children. I'm going to use SVG picture SS icons star SVG. So I have a text and just hard code it. Yeah, you can make your own backend and change those text as you need it. So first we just save. We need to save this detail page as well, so you can see it actually coming up in here. So we need to style it a little bit. First, we're going to style the text. So for the text, I think we need to implement it is style attribute. Style attribute use text style. Text style. For text style, and I'm going to increase the font size, probably 20, and also font weight would be bold. Font weight, I choose bold. So for the second subtitle, still change it is size, font size, use text style, and change it is font size to probably 12 is enough. So let's save. Okay, so we need to change this cross alignment to start. Cross alignment to start. Right. Also, for this entire row, we need to change this main axis alignment to space between. Right, space between, and also for the cross alignment, I'm going to use I think it's to align to the end. Okay, so I'm going to keep some padding in our container, and also the box decoration. You see we have this rounded shape. So inside this container, first we specify this padding, use edge inset, and I just use only. So top 30, bottom 20, so left will be 30, and right also 30. Okay, so top maybe 10 is enough. Okay, that's good. Also, we have the color, right? So color, I think is essence color, but we can specify the color inside our decoration attribute. So we use the box decoration. So we specify the color would be theme of context essence color, right? And also we make the round shape. So we use these border radius, and I'm not going to use border radius dot circular. So instead I use border radius dot, you see we have these different attributes, so I just use this only. So I specify it is bottom left and bottom right. Bottom left. Right, so bottom left should be radius circular give 36. So bottom right the same, radius circular 36 as well. So let's save. Yeah, we now have this round shape. Okay, so I think we maybe forgot to change our scaffold background color, background color. To use our background color. Okay, now you see much clearer. We have this round shape container. Okay, so I think we finished the second part. So then we're going to finish this about widget. Let's call it about star, and I'm going to implement the about section in this file. So first we create stylist widget, stylist widget, and I call it about. So I don't think we need this constructor for now, but we need to import our library material star. inside this about section, we have the title, text, and this remote. So I think it's very good to use the column widget. So we could use this column widget. Inside this column widget, we need to implement it is children attribute. So first is the text will be the about, and next text will be our just placeholder, some placeholder, and the third text will be remote, right? Just read more. So let's save. We need to import this about in our detail page. So we're going to import it. So let's save. Yeah, it's showing on the screen. So we need to style it a little bit more. So first, we give it some padding. So inside this container, we specify the padding. Use inset, and going to use a symmetric for only for horizontal. So 30. All right, let's save. So we need some margin. So margin, also edge inset, only top. So top will give 30. And then we need to style these text. So first we need to adjust the alignment. So to be start, and then we need to implement this style attribute. Use text style. Inside this text style, we change the font size much bigger, and also the font weight, right, to be bold. Font weight to be bold. Let's save. Okay, seems good to me. Then we need to style this a paragraph. So we still have this style attribute. So we use text style. So inside this text style, and we need to font size, probably 15. Also the height, I give 1.5. Save. Let's see. We need to use text alignment. So text alignment should be text alignment justified. Okay. Maybe also the color, the text color. So color a little bit gray. Let's save. Okay, it looks good to me. And so last one is this read more. So I need to give some size gap between. So use the height, probably 5. And also for the text, you see we have these underline. So I'm going to wrap this text widget with our container widget. So we could specify it is decoration inside this container, right? So using decoration, box decoration again, box decoration. So also border, and specify this border. So a border just for the button, and border size, I use border size. So border size give the color, primary color, our primary color. Also, I think we need to specify this width, just 1 is enough. Okay, let's save. We have this, but we need to change these text color as well. So specify this style attribute, use text style. So inside this text style, using the change its color to this theme primary color. So I just borrow from top and also change it from weight to bold. Okay, let's say. Yeah, I think it looks good to me. So next, we're going to implement this feature list. For the feature list, I'm going to create another file, just call it feature list start. So inside feature list, I'm going to use a staple widget since we need to keep track of the select index. So I'm going to use staple widget, and I call it feature list. And we need to import our material.tar. Okay, so I think we don't need the constructor for now, so we can delete. Inside this feature state, we need to declare our feature list. So for the feature list, I just make it mark and campus, also hotel, so the travel, a share. Okay. So the reason I make this because I want to use the icon from here, so I can use the map function and I can pass those texts, and we could use those icon and to display here. Also, we need to specify the counter select index, so default will be 0. Okay, next we're going to implement this build method. So inside this container, and I think I would like to use the list view, right? This view separated. But don't forget, you need to give the container height if you're using the list view inside the container. So I'm going to implement those 3. So for the item count, I just use this feature list.length, right? And for this item builder, so remember, and we're going to return each of these icons. So first, I need to specify declaration, and it will be horizontal, and then icon count. Then for this item builder, so I'm going to return our container, another container. So first I need to pass the context and index, right? So I'm going to return our container. So inside the container, we have our SVG, right? We have our child attribute. We could use SVG picture.ss. And inside this one, we could use access icons. Right here, we could use this feature list.index because we can access index here, so we can dynamically render different icon.svg. Right. So for the separator, I just use size box. It's enough for us. So index, and going to return the size the box. Give the weight 20, and we don't have any error for now, so just save. We're going to import our feature list in our detail page here. Going to import it. Let's save. You see we have this icon shown here. So it's hard to see our first icon because it is white. So I'm going to style our container a little bit so we can actually see it. So first, implement this decoration attribute, and we use a box decoration. So inside this box decoration, we specify this color. So we check if the counter index select equal the index. If it equals, I'm going to make this container a primary color. Otherwise, just the white color. Let's save. You'll see we can now see our first icon. Okay, also keep some padding. So padding. Probably 10 is enough. Okay, so also I think we need some shadow, box shadow. So inside this box decoration, and we keep some shadow. So box shadow. So we actually accept a list. So we check the counter index equal the index, and we return the box shadow. Otherwise, we return box shadow. Going to implement some attributes. So for the color, I would like to use the gray color with capacity set to 0.3, and then the spread radius set to 1. Also blurred radius set to 7. Also offset set to 0 and 3. 0 and 3. Okay, let's save. So we have these shadow. Also, and I think we need to implement this border radius. So border radius, I use border radius.off, probably circular. Border radius circular 8. See, this one looks good to me. Next, I'm going to set some margin and padding on this feature list. So keep some margin. It says semantic. Vertical set to 20, and also padding. Padding, I'm going to use symmetric, and also just for the horizontal set to 30. Let's save. I think we need to specify the weight for each feature box as well. So I make it 50. So I save. Now it looks good to me, right? Very similar. So next I'm going to wrap this container with our gesture detector. And we implement it is on tabbed attribute. So we're going to change our state using the set state. So going to change our counter state to index. So let's save. We also need to change our icon's color. So inside is SVG SS, and we specify its color. So we're going to change with to change its index. So if we counter select, so we're going to use the white color. Otherwise, I just use our primary color. So let's save. Okay, now it works. Okay, so last one is this button. So I think it's pretty simple. So we make another file. So I just call it book button. Right. Inside this book button, we're going to make a stateless widget. So just call it booked button. And I don't think we need constructor for now, so I just delete it. But we need to import this material.file. So inside this container, so we have a 11 button, and we need to style it a little bit. So I implement this style. So here I use elevated button dot style from, so I can specify this primary. Primary will be our primary color, right? Theme of context and primary color. So, and also the shape, we can give a round shape. So round rectangle border, right? So rectangle border, and we are border radius. Border radius should be a circular. Probably 8 is enough. And also you may notice we have a warning because we need to implement it is on press. Right, so here I just leave it empty. And another required attribute is this a child. So after this on press, we need to specify it is child. So I just using the text widget, right? But I wrap it with our container, so we can give some padding and margin as well. So inside we have this text widget, book now, right? And also we're going to style a little bit, so we call style using text style. Inside text style, and we specify this color. The text would be white, and from change a little bit bold. Right, so I think we finished for the text, but for this container, I want to get some padding. I use symmetric, so vertical 360. Let's save for now, and going to import in our video page booked button. So let's save. We need to import. Yeah, we need to style it a little bit more. So you see we have this button. We could give the container weight for double infinity, and then we give some margin and padding to this container. So we edge for margin just for the button 30, and for the padding, so padding would be symmetric horizontal 30. Save. I think that's pretty good for me. So I maybe a little bit top the margin as well. 20. Save. Yeah, I think that's good for me. So because we wrap it with a single child scroll view, so we could actually scroll down, right? So we back to previous page. We can choose different block, right? It works as well. Yeah, pretty good for me. Okay, I think that's all for today's lesson. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. I would be really appreciated. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and we will have a more Flutter UI tutorial coming up. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in next video.